Hello, beautiful, amazing world, and you, individual. Today, I would like to speak about. Hey, I had it in my head for a teensy second here. Just kidding. Okay, I was not kidding. But today, I would like to speak about the individualization process. Let's go back a little. Let's say 2000 years, maybe more. In these times, we were not individuals. We were barely a nation in the first place. Only in Rome we first started to think, I am a Roman. Before that, we were always part of that group. There was no any separate perception. It was no individual perspective. It was no individualization of a personality in a sense that we have today. We were more in tune with the whole, with groups, with cultures, with the countries, and we were more guided directly by the higher realms. Now today, we have been let go of our hand. It is like a child that has grown up to become a young adult and is going out to the world to explore. Learning, growing, feeling pain, feeling joy, feeling all the things that is required as nourishment to become a full and whole human being. It is the same with us as mankind right now. Before they took direct hold of our consciousness and our impulse and perception, now today we will have to choose to again grow into it. We will have to every day, consciously with effort, again grow into this kind of perception and this kind of perceiving the world and the divine around us. Right here and now, they are around us and they are affecting us and they are working upon us. The more we become conscious of allowing them to do so, the more effective it becomes, because they do not work against freedom. So if you underlyingly just a teensy bit are afraid of growing and evolving, they will have a harder time helping you, you see, because you are cutting off one of their entries. But if you are receptive to all, if you have compassion and love for all of creation, if you have love for any situation, anything that comes to you, of experiences, of human beings, of ideas, of thoughts, feelings, and will impulses, you will quickly see that you are constantly being guided. You're constantly being given what you need to grow as a human being. When I say human being, I mean our inner divine faculties, our inner divine seed, our potential for divinity, individualization of the divine. And by doing this individualization process, finding out what you want, what you need, what you should cultivate, what values you should have, what you should build for yourself, what you should stand for, what you should go after and grow into, is up to you. You must choose it. No one else can choose it. If you choose it, you were put in a place against your will. Unless you wanted to go there, of course. Many people would want to say that to themselves to feel better. But in the end, they were put there. If you every day work upon who you are, ennobling and purifying your inner egotism to become a more cosmic and macrocosmically center-based living, Your ego is so important. That is the one thing that we need to... It is the guardian. It is that leader that sits on a higher precipice to look down on the lower nature. That is the ego. The ego is our most noble faculty, even though it is the youngest. And that one is guiding our lower nature. Your ego is guiding your lower nature. You can never master yourself without your ego. But if you're ennobling it so it doesn't become narcissistic, egotistical, self-serving, self-seeking, and plain evil when it comes to choices. Only me, only me, only me. If you do choices every day based on mankind, what is necessary, what we as human beings need for everyone, what you want to see out there in other human beings as they are free, self-choosing human being, not self-seeking, self-choose. They choose themselves so they can choose the world. There is a rhythm to these things. And not lose oneself inside oneself because of too much pain. If you have too much pain and need to distract yourself, there is something that you need to work upon. It will never disappear. It will only ebb away for a little moment until you get reminded of it again. But if you have strengthened yourself, accepted yourself, it won't be a trigger anymore. It won't come, boom, and I don't want to remember this. No. You remember it? Yeah, I remember that time. Yeah, good times. Of course, we do not necessarily mean that way, but it was truly, objectively loving. Because everything you've gone through, you have been raised by the divine realm to become who you are today. What do you choose right now? What do you choose in your life? What do you choose as you? Are you a part of a group? Or have you lost yourself in that group? Are you standing for something that is greater than your own personal little life? Do not go beyond yourself to become something more than yourself, but you become yourself doing action in this world. You do no longer feel forced by anyone. You do no longer get feeling threatened or have to compete with anyone, because the only impulse and inspiration you get from is the higher realms. I do not look to any other human being to find out who I am, other than to reflect myself back to myself. This is how we keep ourselves in touch with ourselves, by meeting other individual human beings, finding out who they are, so you can know who you are, so they can know who they are. It is a really fun, beautiful dance. And this dance we are constantly doing with ourselves and others. How much can you get to know this journey, this path, this beautiful, beautiful adventure of life, of what we are being given? What do you do with it? What have you chosen? What do you choose right now? It is a constant choosing. The choosing is something you do constantly. Even sitting still is a choice. Even distracting yourself is a choice. Eating is a choice. Sleeping is a choice. You get my drift. Of course, you can choose when to do those things, but you need to do it eventually. But we have a lot of freedom in our inner world, in our thinking, feeling, and willing. Why would you need to change extremely huge amount of things on the outside when you have your own inner faculties to master? The faculties to perceive the outside. The faculties to even speak to the outside. You need to master yourself first. By mastering yourself first, you do not become hypocritical. It's so... And some of the worst feeling is to feel for yourself hypocritical. That is why you are constantly doing things behind the scene to know you are not being that. It is a constant work. But it is beautiful work, and it is work worth striving for. I think this was everything. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me and watching me. And may the divine and Christ and the higher realms and God guide us all on this beautiful path for growth and understanding and this beautiful earth realm, ennobling and purifying and spiritualizing it. Thank you. Goodbye.